Well, we have come to the end of the fourth round, the fourth group of students in our Equipping for Excellence program. And it's a joy to have these two interns all dressed up and here on the couch. You are looking stunning, Erin Koning.
Yes.
And very lovely to also have Judith Grieve. And I have to stop on that last name because you have nothing to grieve about. Guess what I didn't know? Could we just have a little look here? I'm sorry, I know this isn't why we're here, but this arrived in February while you were here.
It did.
And how come I'm not told these things?
I don't know. It's bright enough that you should have noticed in the hallway, I don't know.
Like maybe when you were serving your bananas. What was your great benevolent project this time around?
Bananas, Bucks, and Bibles.
Bananas, Bucks, and Bibles.
Bananas, Bucks, and Bibles.
I was sick that day.
That's
and
too
I
bad.
probably still will have
You
a little
missed out.
hack here and there, but I sent my husband to get a banana split.
He did. He found us.
It was BYOB.
Yep.
Bring your own
Bring
bananas.
your own bananas.
And I did provide that for him. And
Good.
how creative. Where did the funds go for that?
All of the funds that we raised went to the Wycliffe Bible translators. So we raised $600 in a very short amount of time. I think it was over 3 hours, so all the staff came together. So we were really happy with the outcome.
Fantastic. Ice cream, a few toppings, and bananas. That's, of course, not the main event.
No.
But it's neat that that's a component of every group of interns that come. You have to have a missions outreach. Our highlight, am I speaking for all of us? When I say Ottawa this week, was pretty special. Okay, time for the picture. Ta-da! This would be the one with
Peter McKay
our
and
defense
his wife.
minister. And Nazanin, his lovely wife, they were married in January, is there in the blue. And she had just spoken at the dinner before the breakfast on Monday night. And you guys hung around to get that picture.
Yep.
Clever. Clever. What has been most meaningful for you in the 4 months that you've been here? Ladies first, Judith.
There were so many things. I've been working on the events team with Melinda Estabrook, so we've just been planning all of the 50th events, so all of those meet and greets, meeting with donors and viewers has been really exciting. We've got to meet basically a lot of people who have come through the Huntley Street show and then gotten to meet one-on-one with them after to celebrate our 50th anniversary. So
I think we have a photo of you working in that particular vein.
yeah, that was our 50th anniversary chapel. So David Maines is there with Melinda, and then Melissa, who's in charge of the internship program.
I see her hand here in the audience. And we all got cookies. That was a pretty special chapel. Erin, how about for you? What do you like best?
I've been working in the audio department with Stu and Dave, and it's actually been extremely nice and enlightening, right? We got a lot of new equipment this year.
That's our audio board. Is that the new one?
That was me actually just last week. I got to mix an episode of Huntley Street by myself, and that was very good for me, actually. It was extremely nice to get a lot of congratulations after that happened. I don't think a lot of people knew I was doing it until the end of the show.
I didn't know.
But as soon as the end of the show happened and there was no mistakes, everyone went, oh, good job, right? So it was really nice, and we got a lot of new equipment this year, as I've said, and it was nice to be able to implement that into what happens here at Crossroads. So.
And you're feeling this is your strength. This is
my strength. I believe this is where I've been called, right? I love almost every aspect of audio, right? It's so cool to be able to manipulate audio in every way. So I love it, and I love especially what they're doing here with it, right? Being a ministry, right? And it's just kind of combining two of my great passions into one place.
And Stu Wallace has shown you the cough pod that you bring down for me.
Yeah. You see it. We got the signal. We got the signal. So.
Good. Well, the good news is this is normally a happy, sad day because our interns are leaving and going on to other things. Judith, you are from Guelph. You graduated there?
No, I actually went to Fanshawe College in London, and I studied their broadcast journalism program and then stayed behind and did television news, and then Guelph is my hometown, so I came back.
And Erin, you're just past Hamilton and Dundas.
Yep.
You had a background in this arena?
Yeah, I've actually been doing audio for a very long time at church and at random events, but I also went to school for film and television production at Humber College in Toronto. I just graduated last April, so this is kind of the first major thing I've been able to do since then in the audio realm.
And as I said, this isn't a bad news day because you're both going to be around all summer.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Well, you've prepared something for us.
Yes, we have.
I think it's from the 7th Annual National Student Forum, which is part of the National Prayer Breakfast. Let's take a look.
We're here in our nation's capital city of Ottawa for the National Student Forum, where students from across our country have gathered right here, not just to discuss policies and procedures with MPs and our local politicians, but also to chat about our common faith.
This student forum was really great because it gathers youth from across the country, and they're able to share with one another testimony about their faith and also about general political life.
Nazanin Afshin Jam McKay is an international human rights activist. She is president and co-founder of the organization Stop Child Executions. Through her advocacy, she encourages students to be a voice to the voiceless.
I think youth are the most impressionable. They're at this age where they want to help in social causes. They're kind of unsure about where to go or how to get involved. So if they have a medium where they can learn about, how they can take those first steps, a forum like this helps them express themselves better, and then they can better channel their efforts into action.
The students who attended the forum all have individual causes or passions that they too are fighting for.
I would have to say that I'm most passionate about fighting for human rights for the minorities of Pakistan. That is what my uncle Shabazz Bhatti fought for, and that is what I grew up learning, and that's what I want to do. I want to go back to Pakistan and fight for those people.
Daniel Gilman emceed the forum and applauds all of the parliamentary staff for their transparency at the event.
It helped me come to understand that everybody, whether you're a member of parliament or a student or an intern, are going to make a mistake, and what separates those who can actually succeed in politics and as people and those who won't make it to the end are those who can actually respond well to making mistakes.
For many students, it was a great encouragement to hear from politicians about how possible it is to keep your faith while also serving on Parliament Hill.
This weekend helped me realize there are many men and women of faith that are within that House of Commons. And so what I'll be taking away is a sense of community, namely in Christ.
So I've worked on Parliament Hill for a few years, working as an assistant to Member of Parliament, and in that time I've seen people come from across Canada who are inspired by their faith to make a difference here in Parliament Hill, and yet we've seen that they work long hours, they become isolated, and so often their faith crumbles and their personal lives fall apart. And so I've become very passionate about seeing people not only realize they can make a difference here at Parliament Hill, but that the role of faith is integral to their ability to thrive as people.
MP Bev Shepley put it best when he shared with the students about God's grace. He said, never put policy ahead of your principles, which is great advice not just for students, but for Christians across our country. From Ottawa, I'm Judith Grieve, 100 Huntley Street.
Wonderful, wonderful. The part I didn't see. So glad you could both be a part of that. What about this time, this experience, this 4 months, has been different for you as compared to your other broadcast training prior to coming?
I think this program has a special component on Fridays where Aaron and I get together with our manager and talk about character, so things like charisma and passion and accountability and just things like that, important parts of a job, and just things like that that's really challenged us, I guess, to look inward and see, you may think that you're a really great leader, but if you don't have these characteristics and you're not following these certain steps, then you really won't be a very influential leader. So that's been a really fun time just to discuss and debate.
The book is actually called The 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader, was what the book was called. And it had a lot of really good things in it about it. I think my favorite one is probably teachability. It's one of the last chapters in the book, but it just talks about how even leaders, even though they might think they know it all, they have to be open to being taught, right, by other people, and they might not know everything, and they're allowed to make mistakes even though they're the leaders, and just learning from that and not being too prideful to let it bother you.
So character building, spiritual formation, as well as practical training and opportunity. We do this every 4 months. We have a new crop. And, well, at least each semester, I should put it that way. Here's the information. And if you're a parent or a grandparent, you might just want to make note of it. This might not be the time. Actually, our new group starts Monday. But this is ongoing, and we're so excited about it. Equipping for Excellence, www.crossroads.ca, and you can find out more about this fabulous internship program. Judith and Aaron, my calendar page today is your blessing. A person with optimism, with faith in the God of the impossible, is a person who can influence his, her world. And I know you're going to. You've influenced ours already. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Moira.
Thank you very much.
For having us.
Don't go away, we'll be back.